Hello everyone, this is Kaifu here with game 3 in a series between Joseph and Peter. Joseph on my left side is playing Blazing Knight, and also on my right side Peter is also playing Blazing Knight. This will be Blazing Knight versus Blazing Knight mirror match. So pretty much is very consistent deck and one of the best deck in the Alice Cluster format at the moment, due to the fact that we do not have the second expansion set yet for Alice. So like I said before, Blazing Knight is very consistent and very aggressive, so depending how you play it can go either way. So when it comes to mirror matches, the key cards to be mentioned is such as Percival, Gwen, and also Gareth. Because the fact that Gareth allows you to protect itself from getting harm's way, such as like bows, power spells such as powerful effects such as Lancelot, and obviously Snow White as well can't do damage to us, so it's really good counter to a Blazing Knight deck. Not only that, Percival allows you to protect all dealt damage by anything like bows and Lancelot effect or battle damage in general, so it can obviously act as like an anti-protection spell and so on. And also Gwen able to support all your power play cards such as Lancelot, your Gareth will be a bit stronger, your Bedivere will be a bit stronger, and so on, allows you to get those plays going. So let's get back to the game itself. Life point wise, 4,000 compared to 3,600 life point. Both players have identical field, one bow each, one Gwen each, and one Percival each. But however, Joseph is still in a strong lead because the fact that he is going first, so meaning the early game does go to favor to him because the fact that he has an extra resource to deal with. So why is it very important that Blazing Knight versus Blazing Knight very important to go first in the early game? During the early game, both players are setting up, so pretty much that one extra resource usually help. So that's the reason why. Because the fact that that one extra resource could matter is not because the fact that whoever has the most Gwen, whoever has the most Percival, is whoever goes first and able to maintain the field. And because the fact that King Flame Shout can actually nuke the whole entire field depending how you get around it. Because the fact is that once you launch that King Flame Shout, and if you're going second, during your turn you most likely will not have a lot of cards on the field, so whoever can actually remove a lot of cards off the field, usually in a strong lead. That's where Percival comes in. Percival allows you to protect your bigger dudes by sacrificing yourself. Gwen's allow you to get them bigger, so it means they can't outrun you. And also Lancelot is just one of the strongest attackers out there at the moment. Attacking a 300 point directly by Gwen, resting down the other Gwen, so putting extra damage on the board, dropping the Lancelot, and then dropping Hector combination, so it's pretty much a swing for 12 damage directly on the board at the moment. And obviously Peter is tapped out, so pretty much there's no Demon Flame bow combination at the moment, so pretty much you can't one-shot it. And even if he does, Percival still on the field, able to protect Lancelot pretty easily, doing easy 12 damage on the board, putting Peter down to 2,100 life point compared to Joseph's 4,000 life point. Field wise, there's only one Gwen compared to Gwen, Percival, Lancelot, Hector, and the bow. So meaning putting a huge aggressive play for Joseph at the moment. But however, Joseph decided to attack the Percival surprisingly and get one shot by the bow. He must have forgot about the bow because there is a lot of pressure for both players at the moment, due to the fact that it's game 3, so pretty much a single misplay could cause the match, and that might be one of them. But let's see what happens. Resting the Hector at the moment and attacking 300 directly, putting Joseph down to 3,700 compared to Peter's 2,100 life point. In comes the Snow White, attacking directly to the Lancelot, and just enough damage on board because Snow White able to do 500 point damage and then burn 300 off with her effect. And sorry for the camera moving because the fact that people's leg got in the way and able to knock the camera quite easily, so sorry about that. So let's get back to the game itself. 4 matches that open, Hector, Gwen, both versus Gwen, Snow White, and a bow. But however, Peter is tapped out, so meaning there's no Demon Flame and bow combination at the moment. But however, it does allow Joseph to go a bit more aggressive by knowing that. But let's see how it goes for now. Putting another Gwen on field, so supporting those Gwen, putting that Hector's 8-8, and Gwen, each Gwen will be 5-9 at the moment. So let's see how he does this situation or handle this situation. Attacking for 500 point directly, putting him down to 1600 life point. And yeah, if I was Joseph right now, I would try to get rid of the Gwen or even Snow White, but if I was him, I would get rid of the Gwen because Gwen is a bit more important, because that Gwen are able to support your opponent's future play. So pretty much getting rid of the Gwen is a bit more important. Not only that, the bow and Gwen combination attack stat and damage that won't kill the Hector, but you attacking Cinderella, it will actually knock each other out. So getting rid of the Gwen should be the right answer for Joseph, but it depends how he does it. So let's see what Hika's going to attack into. We're already at the 6-minute mark now, so let's see how it goes so far. 3,700 life point compared to 1,600 life point. He does decide to attack the Gwen directly, and does dies obviously. However, Joseph's hand doesn't look too much, doesn't have too much options at the moment compared to Peter's hand. Peter has a lot more cards in hand because he's been conserving and able to not go as aggressive as he can. But I don't think this is a good option for him to play very defensively at the moment, due to the fact that he's already down more than less than half his life point gone already. So he has to be very careful what he does. He has to find some way to get rid of cards off the field, because of the fact that he won't be able to handle 2 Gwens on the field for too long, because once Joseph drops a lance on the field, that automatically guarantee a removal spell right away, 700 point of damage removal spell right away when he declines attack with Lancelot. And knowing that the Gwens can actually be very protective as well, so he can play very defensively with those Gwens. And he can also use Hector for some minor damage as well, even if it's not that big, but still does a chunk of damage as well. Peter's thinking about his play at the moment. He's in under pressure. He is worried about the bow and the Demon Flame combination, depending if Joseph has his hand. Joseph have 3 cards in hand compared to Peter's, I think, 6 cards in hand. So yeah, if somehow Peter can remove the whole field at the moment, it will be favored towards him. So it will allow him to gain control tempo on the field. So he's thinking about his play at the moment. He's going to drop a Regalia Maribel, interesting, and using Maribel, getting rid of the bow, so meaning there will be no Demon Flame bow combination at the moment. Attacking directly to the Hector and burning it off, it looks like, most likely. So which is kind of surprising to me, because of the fact that I thought he will maybe get rid of like well, then again, yeah, getting rid of the Hector should be the right play from my point of view, because of the fact that you don't want to allow your opponent to have extra field present in the field, and dealing with the 8/8 body on the field is really good. And Snow White does have first strike, so pretty much she gets the first blow, so it is giving her in the strong position, putting him in the strong position. It would be better if Peter have a King Claim Shout and a follow-up play with Gareth, so he can get rid of like a lot of cards on the field, like for example the double Gwen. But let's see what happens. In comes the Lancelot and attacking directly for 600 point damage. So let's see what happened. He's deciding whether to block or not, but most likely Joseph will not block because he does know that Bo is still on the field. Taking that damage like a champion and putting down to 3,100 life point compared to 1,600 life point. And in comes the Guinevere and get one shot by the Shadow Flame. Shadow Flame, like I said before, it acts like a double card. Even through that you use the once, you can use the one once more in the graveyard. So it's considered as 2 cards by playing 1 copy. So at most you only need 2 copies in the deck if you decide to put in the deck. So you don't need that much. And not only that, it's a ditch fodder for Guinevere as well. Let's see now. 2 Guinevere on the field, they can both do 500 point each. So if it does directly go through, it will put Peter down to 600 life point, and a single Lancelot will finish this game from here. Since Peter is tapped out with no Magic Stone open, so pretty much and only 1 bow, so I mean the bow will not be enough to get rid of Lancelots. Paying 3, and Snow White does come into play now. Now let's see what can Snow White do in this situation. It might be applying a lot of pressure for Peter, because if Joseph decides to attack into a Lancelot, and Lancelot is one of the strongest attack at the moment, he can simply get rid of a big problem and allow him to play his cards a bit easier. while Peter will be struggling to putting more damage on board because, like I said before, Lancelot is one of the main attackers and one of the main removal cards, and if you get rid of it, it will put Peter in disadvantage because that Snow White won't be enough to remove because it's only doing 300 compared to 700 damage when it comes to burning cards on the field. And yes, he does decide to attack into the... No, he decides to attack the player directly, putting him down to 1,100 life point, and in comes the Shadow Flame, burning off. So he does burn the 300 directly to the player, and attacking with Double Wayne, putting him down to 100 life point. Not looking too good for Peter at the moment. 100 compared to 3,100 life point, and a Snow White compared to a Snow White and Double Wayne. But for good relief that Joseph is tapped down, so pretty much that now Peter can go a bit more aggressive, knowing that he won't have to worry about interaction spells such as Demon Flame and Bow, and since he actually got rid of Bow with his Mirabelle, which will allow him to get be a bit more offensive now. But then again, the Double Wayne could be causing a lot of trouble because each time it blocks or attack, you can actually rest the card on the field. So let's see what can Peter do. Peter's gonna be he's in a tight spot at the moment, so not in the strongest position because he can't get around the Double Wayne unless he can somehow attack into it and get rid of it, like with a Demon Flame and so on. But even then, he'll be committing a lot of resource, so not looking too good at the moment. Not only that, Joseph still had 2 cards in hand to play with. We still don't know what those 2 cards are, so those 2 cards also could be considerable by Peter. Playing Percival is checking top 5. There's 2 Percival, 1 Hector, and 1 Lancelot, and I can't remember the last card where it was being covered by Hector. He does get the Percival, so which will allow him to dig through his deck a bit further for more answer. A Mirabelle, a Bow, Guinevere, Gareth, and a Flame King Shout. Adding the Bow in hand, so pretty much now the combination with 2 bows in the field, he can do 800 point damage directly to a single Resonator. But I'm not sure if would that be enough because the fact that 2 Gareth will be enough to get rid of a lot of problematic cards on the field. So it all depends what can Peter do in this turn right now. So this turn is going to be really critical for Peter because down with 100 life point, a single attack does go through will put you down in danger. So let's see what happens for now. 100 compared to 3,100 life point. Field wise, 2 Percival, 1 Snow White, 2 Bows compared to 2 Waynes and the Snow White. So field advantage does go towards Peter, but his life point is very low at the moment, so he has to be careful what to attack with and not to attack with, what to block with and so on, because the fact that if he makes a single misplay and a single attack does go through, that's the end of the line for him. So yeah, he's going to attack into Snow White, not allowing any more offensive removal spell or offensive plays by Joseph, which is believe that is the right play, because killing the Waynes will be useless because of the fact that you can't kill anyone unless you have a Demon Flame in hand. So 2 Waynes is up already, and I'm pretty sure this could be one of the hardest moves for Peter to do because he is tapped out. He does have 2 bows to play with, but however, that 2 bows might not be enough because both Wayne is sitting on 900 attack point, not attack point, 900 defense. So pretty much you need to sacrifice a card in the field, attacking directly and resting the Angel, so not allowing an extra blocker for now. And blocking with it, and then using the bow skill to burn off, so killing the Wayne. But I don't think it matters at this point, a single attack will go through, and that's the game, guys. So thank you for watching, thank you for listening, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you guys next time. Peace.